Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast reviews movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 745, and as always, is the Nerd Chicano here to host the show alongside one of our co-hosts, Barry Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful, wonderful Monday night.
And we're here to kick off our month looking at the movies of David Lynch as we celebrate the life and career of Mr. David Lynch.
R.I.P.
Today we're going to be kicking it off with The Straight Story, and as always, this episode is live early and ad-free over on patreon.com/thenerdcore. We get this episode live early and ad-free before anybody else gets to watch it on Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central Time. But before we can go ahead and get into the review, Brad, how are you doing today?
Doing well, Raul. Doing well. So, I'm alive.
Yeah. How was the weekend, Brad?
Uneventful. It was nice. So, didn't do much.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just
Watch
Royal
World.
Rumble.
That was about it.
That was it. But,
That was pretty good.
you grilled chicken, Brad. You grilled some chicken.
Oh, I did grill some chicken. My wife asked
Yeah.
me to grill some chicken, so
Yeah.
we did go into the grocery store. I don't know what it is about grocery stores nowadays, but it's like wow now. There's just so many damn people.
Yeah. The fucking too many people. Prices are high.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, but we went in there and I mean we like clipped a bunch of. We went in there about like stuff that was like on sale and shit.
Yeah.
By the end of it, we got like maybe close to $100 off. So
It's not bad.
something.
It's not bad. Um, I watched the Royal Rumble too. Um, hung
That
out with my dad.
that I accidentally spoiled.
Fuck you, Brad. You and another friend spoiled.
My bad.
Uh, um, what's it called? When I hung out with my dad, we were there. I was watching that, hanging out with my dad, and the day after that, I had a little watch party with some friends. We watched Mulholland Drive together. That's why we couldn't do a live show yesterday. Neither of the two that we were trying to do. And also, we were trying to, get the movie started like literally earlier than we were supposed to, but we ended up going a little later than we were supposed to. But yeah. But other than that, man, like not much going on. And then today I worked. I worked, watched a little bit of Raw right now, and yeah, I'm gonna hopefully get back on Last of Us Part Two tomorrow. Been started playing that last week on stream.
Okay.
Fuck, yeah. I'm trying to get as much as I can in before the season starts because I don't want to get too much spoiled from the season. But I have a feeling that I don't know. I don't even know what fucking day what month the season drops. Either way, but yeah, dude, it's a pretty fucking good game so far, Brad. I won't lie. I won't lie. Something
Sorry.
going on with your end?
Sorry, my mic. I'm like the gain was like way too high for whatever
Yeah,
reason. I don't know what got adjusted. It was just like too much.
yeah. Well, of course, David Lynch did pass away last month. We decided to do this month in honor of him, and I have never seen a straight story before. Actually, my two picks are movies that I haven't actually seen from director David Lynch. So I went ahead and I selected these two picks. My two picks for the month, and of course, the Patreon mini pod is one that I've already seen, but it's the one that I definitely want Brad to watch. But yeah, man, it's just you know, it's interesting what we're gonna review today because you know,
We're
in
not
a way it feels David Lynch, but in a way it doesn't feel David Lynch
we're,
as
we're
well.
not we're not used to this David Lynch. I don't think.
Yeah, not at all. It's not the surrealist David Lynch that I'm used to.
Yeah.
Because even then, like even parts of Wild at Heart feel a lot like David Lynch, even though it's not as like surrealist as the other films that he's made.
Hmm.
But um, I digress. Still think it's gonna be a great month. There's some stuff that Brad selected that I'm like, ooh, I can't wait for you to watch that. But with that said, Brad, I think we should probably get him into this, right?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, man. So if you haven't seen the straight story, you should probably get out of here. You care about spoilers. But if you don't care about spoilers or you've already seen the film, go ahead and stay. This is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect after these words from our sponsors in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today's episode of the Nerd Court is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code TheNerdCourt. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. All right, Brad, let me go ahead and read here from Wikipedia. I won the coin toss. This is my first pick.
Indeed.
Yup. The Straight Story, stylized as The Straight Story, but straight is the only one that has a capital S in it, is a 1999 biographical road drama film directed by David Lynch. It was edited and produced by Mary Sweeney, Lynch's longtime partner and collaborator, who also co-wrote the script with Johnny Roach. It is based on the true story of Alvin Straight's 1994 journey across Iowa and Wisconsin on a lawnmower. The film is generally regarded as one of Lynch's more accessible and mainstream works alongside The Elephant Man. Alvin, played by Richard Farnsworth, is an elderly World War II veteran who lives with his daughter. When he hears that his estranged brother has suffered a stroke, Alvin makes up his mind to visit him and hopefully make amends before he dies. Because Alvin's legs and eyes are too impaired for him to receive a driver's license, he hitches a trailer to his recently purchased 30-year-old John Deere 110 lawn tractor, which has a maximum speed of about 5 miles per hour, 2.2 miles per second, 8.8 kilometers per hour, and sets off on the 240-mile, 390-kilometer journey from Lawrence, Iowa to Mount Zion, Wisconsin. The Straight Story was released by Walt Disney Pictures in the United States. The film grossed $6.2 million in a limited theatrical release in the United States and sold 516,597 tickets nationwide during France's theatrical release. The film was a critical success. Reviewers praised the intensity of the character performances, particularly the realistic dialogue, which film critic Roger Ebert compared to the works of Ernest Hemingway. Wow. It received a nomination for the Palme d'Or at the 1999 Cannes Film Festival, and Farnsworth received a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Actor, becoming the oldest nominee in the category at the time. And, of course, also starring Sissy Spacek and Harry Dean Stanton. Cinematography is done by Freddie Francis, and edited by Mary Sweeney. Music is, of course, done by the incredible Angelo Badalamenti, and sits at an hour. An hour and 42 minutes. Or no, 52 minutes. An hour and 52 minutes, just under 2 hours. On a budget of $10 million, it made $6.2 million at the box office. So, yeah, man. Brad, I've never seen this one, and I've never seen The Elephant Man.
I've never seen those either.
Yeah.
But I will say I've seen a clip of this movie on YouTube or TikTok. I've seen a clip. The bar scene. I've seen that clip.
After he passed or what?
No, when the two vets are talking.
Yeah. Man, even though this isn't the most David Lynch film I've seen, I wouldn't even put it on par with anything else I've seen from Lynch. I have to say, I really like this movie. It somehow makes me feel kind of happy, too. It's just a really quiet, relaxing, patient movie about, a brother who wants to, just see his brother before he dies. And, I thought it was actually a really good movie. I thought the dialogue was really, really good. Of course, when you know David Lynch and you've seen what he's made, right? Mm-hmm. You're kind of like, what the fuck? Like, what is this?
I think that was my first response to you. I'm like, are we sure this is a David Lynch movie?
Yeah. But the more we kept going with it, Brad, I was like, wow, like, this is actually, like, really, really good. I actually really like this movie. What are your initial thoughts, Brad?
I agree with you. I think this is actually a really well done movie. I really enjoyed it. And even though this isn't like Eraserhead, anytime anybody brings up Lynch, that's the first movie I think of as Eraserhead, and I'm going WTF, man. With this, you can still tell based on the cinematography and based on certain touches of this movie that David Lynch is the man behind the camera. There are certain
Oh
aspects of
yeah.
this that are very Lynchian, like like I mean, there's just certain shots where I go, yeah, that's a David Lynch shot,
Mm-hmm.
and just the way things are just shown like clouds. Like I mean, I don't know if I've seen some more beautiful settings of clouds in a movie, picturesque, and honestly, this is I think if you want your kids to watch a David Lynch movie, this is probably the one to put on TV.
Oh
Um,
yeah, like this is definitely the one the David Lynch is. You should show your kids from David Lynch.
yeah,
Like,
that's why Walt Disney had. Like I told you, I saw it on Disney Plus, and I'm like, why is there a David Lynch movie on
yeah.
Disney Plus?
But Brad, like for a movie that's called The Straight Story, the story is actually kind of straight. Like pretty, like compared to like other David Lynch films, where like it takes a
All
lot
over
of
the place.
decoding
Yeah,
to know what's going on. This is as straightforward as it can get.
it is very straightforward. It's a man going to see his brother on a riding lawnmower. Um, but at the same time, I mean, as they always say, it's always the journey and the people he meets along the way that I think are the most touching. Because we literally get to see his brother for what, 2 minutes at the
Yeah,
end there, if that. But I remember the bar scene where they're telling their World War II stories, and it's like, wow, this is kind of interesting because you always hear about World War II vets like not really mentioning their war stories. And here you
yeah,
have two guys opening up and you know they've been holding on to this for so long. These guys are like in their 80s and they were like 18 when they went to war. So they've been
yeah,
holding on to that for that long. And then like he met the pregnant woman that was running away from home because she got pregnant, and he had a few wise words for her. And I mean, overall, this is a very beautiful and touching story. That's really well shot, really well done,
yeah,
um, and even though it's hard to believe it's a Lynch film, you can still tell he has his fingerprints all over it.
yeah. The crazy part is that he makes this in between. He makes this in between Lost Highway and Mulholland Drive.
Yeah,
So I'm like, damn. I'm like, okay, like, like that's an interesting what's it called a fact right there for you. But I mean, dude, he's like I like you say, Brad. Like it doesn't take much to notice that it is Lynch, even though it doesn't like, even though the actual like story part of it in the way that that's executed doesn't really feel like him. But visually, what's sound wise, it's so Lynch. It is so Lynch.
yeah,
I
and
love Badalamenti's score in this. It's so peaceful. It's like, and that's it's something that's so odd for me to say about a David Lynch movie, because it's like peace is the last thing that he's gonna give you in a movie of his.
from what we've seen, yeah. Also, I give it up to Richard Farnsworth
Oh
and
man.
Sissy Spacek in the beginning there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it very interesting to include a character with special needs.
Yeah.
And then you learn that she had what, three or four kids that were taken away because they thought she wasn't or couldn't be a mother because of her special needs.
Yeah.
And I mean, this movie had some freaking heart pulling moments.
It did. It did. I definitely see where Farnsworth, what's it called, got his nomination from. I think his performance is really good.
I mean, his facial expressions in this movie, I think
Yeah,
they add a lot.
100%, 100%. But man, this is literally the only one that he didn't write. So that probably has a lot to do with it too, right? But it's like I said, like you say, Brad. Like even though his hands aren't really in the script, fuck, man, that
They're
what
all over the picture.
it's all over the picture, bro. 100 fucking percent, man. Like it's just all over there, and I really liked it, man. I really did. I didn't think that that it was like the greatest thing I've ever seen from Lynch. It's definitely my
Nah,
least favorite from him.
I mean, but it's still good. In my
Yeah,
eyes, it's like it's one of those like if I wanted to watch a comic movie, I'd go watch this. You
yeah.
remember what you were saying after last month? Like you were going to choose some happy movies or something, and so you chose Paddington. I think you somehow chose this, and it was overly. I mean, it was both a sad movie and a happy movie, but
it's
I think
it's
overall he made his journey.
heartbreakingly endearing.
Yeah,
I think that there's you know the journey is what's really sad, but knowing that he gets to that point where he's actually able to have some words with his brother, I think that that's a really beautiful moment. And I think that I'm glad that it's not like a super long conversation. I'm glad that the brother says like two words.
yeah. Well, and I don't know if you could like make this today
No,
because
I don't think so.
because like I don't think people would be that nice nowadays. Like,
Nah,
yeah, let me help you with your tractor, and yada yada. And I just don't think it's one of those movies. I think it's a special place and time for this.
yeah.
Also, I don't think anyone's gonna be that stubborn to be like, I'm gonna drive on the highways in my little John Deere 240 miles. And let's be honest, the cops would have picked us up by the time we got like
Cause would have said, "Come on,
in
man,
an
just
hour.
we're like, come on, dude, just get it, just go there already."
Just go back home.
But look, man, I still thought it was really good, and I don't think it's perfect, but I think that it is a really good movie. Not the best from David Lynch,
No.
but truly did find myself really into it, and I was really, really what's it called emotionally attached to it. And like you said, Brett, not a lot of characters you really see them with the disability, so I'm really happy to see like Sissy Spacek really bring this character to life.
Yeah, I think she
And
did a really good job, and it wasn't like she had a few ticks. I mean,
yeah,
it wasn't you could tell she was special needs, but like she could still you know live in this world.
yeah. What I'm gonna need now from what's it called from Disney is to get their hands off this movie so that way it can get a proper release, because this isn't available on Blu-ray or anything like that. Like it's not on Blu-ray or anything. It's like straight up just still like a fucking DVD of it. But
Which is really weird because Disney owns this.
yeah, but I really hope that the death of David kind of pushes them, because in France you can get a 4K of this, but it's
But
like
it already exists, so they just
yeah,
need to bring
yeah,
it
the
over.
transfer's there. It's just about Disney putting it out.
So we got a Kurosawa issue.
Yeah,
We got a Seventh
and
Samurai issue.
but when Disney has their hands on stuff, it's really really hard for them to fucking
Let it go.
um get them to fucking release the shit. But Brad, what's your final verdict?
I'm actually going to give it kind of a high score, probably compared to you, because I think this is one of those that is really easy to digest, and I think people who wouldn't normally watch David Lynch will watch this. Personally, I love Eraserhead, so that's I think I gave 10 out of 10 to Eraserhead,
Yeah.
and I really love David Lynch when he gets like fucking weird.
Oh yeah.
I like that shit. So this is a little more tame, but I still think it's a beautiful picture, and I think it's like really well done, both from the writing aspect and from the directing aspect. Which I'm very happy you can tell it's a David Lynch film. It's not his normal David Lynch film, but you can still tell. And for that, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay. I'm not coming like significantly lower than you, Brad, but I am sitting like around an 8.25.
Yeah, I
I think
mean,
it's a really good movie.
which is fine. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other David Lynch movies I would give way closer to a 10.
Yeah, yeah. This is the first one of the month too, so we'll see where we can go from here. But even though it's not even though it's obviously not like obscure Lynch, it still holds a really special
It,
place.
it's nice to see his fingerprints all over this
Yeah,
stuff.
and it shows that he has range. That
Yeah,
he's not always gonna be the surrealist. And
the weirdo in the room.
yeah, yeah, and it's good to see David when he can still dial it back and still make just a straightforward biopic. as
Yeah,
he's doing here.
and I mean, uh, I think he got the best out of his actors in this movie as
Yeah,
well. I think Farnsworth has to. There's a reason he was nominated.
yeah.
He was that good.
I think if I'm introducing somebody who doesn't watch experimental cinema, who doesn't really know what surrealism is, a David Lynch film, I'd start with this one, and then I send them into fucking Eraserhead,
Yeah,
the next one.
yeah.
But 100%, this is the most accessible one from David Lynch, and then right after that is fucking Wild at Heart. But yeah. With that said, that concludes our review of The Straight Story, and thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, keep up to date with us on nerdcore.com, Twitter at the Nerdcore underscore, Instagram at the Nerdcore, Letterboxd at the Nerdcore, TikTok at the Nerdcore, Patreon.com/the Nerdcore. Discord link is in the description below where you can talk to us about all your favorite David Lynch movies. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment. Tell us what is your favorite David Lynch film of all time. What do you think about The Straight Story? And the challenge is still out there. Name every movie from the intro, and you get a button and a sticker sent to you. No one's trying. Um, Brad, if they're watching on, I'm sorry, leave a like and subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss a single review that drops on the channel. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app of choice, make sure you leave a 5-star review and you follow us on that app. And of course, man, thank you to our patrons. They make it possible. We love you guys. None of this is possible without any of y'all. And you guys are the reason that why we continue to make what we do. So thank you guys for being the amazing people that you are. Um, Brad, our next review of David Lynch is going to be Blue Velvet, right?
I'd have to look at the schedule, but yes, I believe so.
Yeah. But this week, we're warming our hearts again. On Thursday, we're doing our review of Paddington to prepare ourselves for Paddington in Peru. Yeah. We never fucking reviewed it, Brad.
I've never seen Paddington.
You never seen Paddington movies, man? Oh,
I've
I
never
can't
seen
wait
a
for you to watch
Paddington
them, Brad.
movie.
They're great. I love these movies. They make
I
me
heard they're
smile.
10 out of 10s.
Yeah, they make me so fucking happy, man. But tomorrow we'll be live twice for a review of Skeleton Crew episode 7 and Creature Commandos episode 8. And then on Saturday, you'll have our review of Creature Commandos episode I'm sorry, Skeleton Crew episode 8.
And then
That's
yeah,
me.
I think Creature Commandos is
It's
done.
over. Yeah, yeah. So episode 7's the last one. So season finale of Creature Commandos tomorrow. Season finale of Skeleton Crew on Saturday, and then Sunday got nothing going on. Super Bowl Sunday, I'm gonna be at Pluckers eating wings and watching the game. So yeah, Brad, let's go ahead and send him out of here.
All right, Raul, the main host as always. Thank to our listeners out there, our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, yeah, don't ride a lawnmower on the highway. The cops are going to pull you over, and you're just not going to get to your destination. I'm just telling you right now, it's not going to happen. This was back in the day, so sorry, young get out.